latest news at 7 was by Tom, Donggan, Top, and Seajin. On May 2, 2008, Cyclone Nargis hit Burma and other parts of Southeast Asia. Countries including Sri Lanka, India, and Bangladesh were affected by this Category 4 cyclone that formed from the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. Here is by Tom for the details.
A tropical storm is an intense storm characterized by extremely low pressure and swirling wind rotation that usually develop in the tropics. These storms can bring damaging wind and very heavy rain to the areas they pass over. Tropical storms are also known as hurricane, Atlantic, tropical cyclone, Southeast Asia, willy-willies, Australia, and typhoon, Pacific. Such storm being as an atmospheric disturbance of low pressure. Wind moves into the low pressure area from surrounding area of high pressure. As warm ocean water heats the air, it rises at the center of the developing storm where it condenses, causing thunderstorms. The system essentially feeds on itself, using warm ocean water as its fuel. They have wind speeds of 63 to 118 km per hour and cause property damage, injuries, and deaths. This is Beto reporting at BDPS News.
The effects of a tropical storm. Donggan has this report.
Effects of a tropical storm. Primary effects are strong winds and lots of rain. Physical effects are localized tornadoes and waterspouts. Social effects is food, water, and shortages, looting of properties, and people may lose jobs. Economic effects are when businesses are closed down, crops may be damaged, and oil prices may increase. Environmental effects. Flooding, sewer systems being flushed out, and spreading diseases. Buildings will be damaged, roads and railways may be destroyed. Electricity lines might be blown down, mudslides.
Sir, can I ask you a few questions? Yeah. How did the storm affect your life?
Well, it blew my house away, and as it blew my house away, I lost all the food, so I actually had like no food or drinks, and my wife died. Pretty cool. My children, they're lost. All the farms destroyed. I lost my job. Well, I suck at it anyways, but that's all I have. It didn't affect me too much. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Survivors of Cyclone Nargis are continuing to face hunger, lack of food, and medical care. Threats of epidemic and deadly diseases are high, but the Burmese military junta refused to receive any aid from foreign countries. Correspondent Seajin reports. Burma's rulers stopped rescue workers by blocking their visas, imprisoned local aid workers, and even forced a CNN reporter covering the effects of the tropical storm to leave the country. The Burmese military junta feared that a foreign presence would weaken their power and support by giving awareness to Burmese civilians of their brutal rule. Even news reports were cut to prevent Burmese people from knowing about their denial of aid. Needless lives were lost due to lack of medical supply and resources. Intense international pressure pushed the military government to open the door to foreign aid agencies and aid supplies such as food, clean water, medicines, and money after 3 weeks, but they were limited as well. Organizations such as UN, AVAAZ, and Human Rights Watch put a lot of effort into bringing aid into Burma. They built strong relationships with Burmese monks and civil society groups to bring aid into the country. Donations and basic supplies were successfully delivered without the government's permission and were spent for the people in need. This is your correspondent at BDPS News. The scale of human loss and suffering was vast in Burma. Here's Pup for the report.
According to the latest figures, nearly 140,000 are either dead or missing. More precisely, 84,537 are killed, and 53,836 are unaccounted for, and over 20,000 people have been injured. 2.4 million people are thought to be severely affected in the sense of loss of livelihoods, shelter, or similarly severe loss, which is equivalent to more than a third of the population of 7.3 million in the affected townships, with up to 800,000 people displaced from their homes. Nargis was the worst natural disaster in the history of Myanmar and possibly the most devastating cyclone to hit Asia since the cyclone that struck Bangladesh in 1991. The impact on the Ayeyarwady Delta, a remote area in the southwestern part of Burma, heavily populated and difficult to access, was particularly severe. In addition to the lives and livelihoods lost, the timing and extent of the natural disaster greatly affected the critical planting season in what is Myanmar's breadbasket region, with significant quantities of seeds and harvested crops lost. This is Pub at BDPS News.
This has been by Tom Dungan Pub at Seajin at BDPS News. Thank you very much for being with us, and more news are available on the BDPS News website. See you again.